little bit, but
yesterday we had a little bit more of a serious episode. So we didn't really want to get into the drama. We were, talking about serious things. So we held the drama for your mama. Just kidding. But we are ready to address it now. All right. So if you guys didn't know, Tommy C obviously entered the fucking universe and he has some shit to say about all the hosts. He said we all fucking suck. So
yeah, and so we're just gonna play our portion of it. And hi, daddies, welcome to Band World. Hi, daddies joined during the technical difficulties, so we're glad
thanks,
to have you here.
Thanks for giving us a chubby. All right.
Okay, let's roll. Tommy C. I named the video. Y'all can't see it on your end, but I named it Tommy Cunt Meets the Chubbies. So here we go.
This is the show that I think just redirected to us. The show that happens right before us. Chubby, yes, they're from 6 to 7. And on the left you have AMAC talking smack, and on the right you have Angie Uploaded, and they look very, very similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say
are they sisters?
It looks like I was thinking more like a mother-daughter situation.
Right. Oh. Like Angie totally looks like she could be AMAC's mom.
Yeah, no,
I didn't. No, I didn't.
A lot of people have been saying that.
I really want to think about
How could I?
What did she think about it?
Yes, I'm older than AMAC, but I would have literally been what, 12?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think Angie's only like 10 years. I mean, 10 years older.
It's 10 or it's 10 or 12. I don't know, but yeah, too young to. Yeah, I'd have been on them streets early, girl. But anyway, okay, let's go.
Think about marrying your daughter. And I just feel a lecture, and I love the 1950s glasses.
They're not 19. They're not pointy. They just look that way in that line.
We are back. We are back with another round of LCU coverage. Hopefully this video won't be long like the others, but knowing me, it's never the case. Now the point is, I'm not gonna lie. I think if I would have saw AMAC and Angie, I would have thought they would have been mother and daughter. I legitimately thought that they were at one point. I'm not even gonna lie or front. I thought they were like mother and daughter. Even though I've been watching this network for so long, for almost a year now. It's crazy. It's crazy to say that I've been watching the LCU for almost a year now. But we'll do something about that when the time comes around. In terms of Tommy C, I mean, let's be real. I think Tommy C has been so far away from the LCU that him coming back and seeing all the new people who, let's not lie, don't have the experience that he had or the connections. So in my eyes, it's like, I think he's coming from a place of experience, and maybe he kind of forgot like, oh, where everybody started. But then again, maybe it's the way he talks and his humor that gives him that. And then them talking about having a more relaxing show, that's about drama, is I think it's fair. I think that's fair. I think every so often the shows should be more relaxed after going through drama after drama. But when you're in the LCU, drama is the name of the game, and there's no rest for the wicked. There's no rest for the weary. But we gotta move on.
Rastov needs to give us a tour of his little hobbit hole.
A little hobbit hole.
Not the hobbit feet, though. No feet. No feet.
What's the matter with the hobbit? What's the matter with the hobbit feet? You don't like that? You don't think it's sexy?
No. Too much hair. Too much hair.
You know, what do you like these?
Atreely and friends super chatted $20. Bro is getting eaten by the Christian demon.
Yeah, would you put a Sonic 2 medallion on?
I don't know.
No.
That's some risky business right there.
I'm banning you from that. I'm sorry. I don't pull rank very often.
Allowed.
No, because I don't want you doing wacky things and having it like transfer over to me. So nobody is allowed to wear. I won't do it. Let's go. Let's go through the interesting. Dick Masterson wore one, and the consequences weren't too bad, but they were bad enough. Has Boogie worn one? I'm not sure. Mudahar wore one. Hey, chat, give me a list. Who else has worn the Sonichu medallion and things went south? I'm a little interested. Let's go through that. I want to know. I'm trying to think. So Mudahar wore one. Dick Masterson wore one. Nick Rekieta, disgraced lawyer, wore one. iDubbbz? Did I?
Did
he might as well have.
In terms of drama that they cover in Cafe, very little in the LCU, and I think just like how Ozzy does it, it's good for the LCU to essentially kind of go back to the roots of what a lolcow is, and that's what they did in Cafe, and it was really, really enjoyable for them. Really enjoyable for me, right? Because I have an interest in Cafe. Not Cafe. I mean, I do like Cafe, but interested in the lolcow. I'm surprised they didn't cover Grace Storb, because that would have been one. But I guess because of the restrictions and rules in the LCU, they can't cover it, which is perfectly fine. On the other end of the totem pole, I would probably say is, you know what? If we're going to get more and more of this kind of stuff, then I'm here for it, baby. I'm here for the long term. Let's go. But in all seriousness, right? When it's coming to the Sonic 2 medallion, yeah, iDubbbz had it, Mutahar had it, Nick Ricciardo had it, and a few other people in their career have, and I think Boogie technically had the Sonic 2 doll, so we remember that little arc. That was a funny little arc. But yeah, it is interesting to see Tommy C cover other lolcows. But to be fair, I mean, he had the opportunity to probably cover one of the biggest lolcows from last year, which was Cyrax, right? So there's that. So it was interesting. A bit of meta talk, even.
Exactly. Okay, so do you want to start with, like, I don't know, like a video or two of yours? Because you got 2 videos and an article.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. And that works for you where I put them?
Yeah, that's fine. It worked.
Thank you, Phantom. Everything is fine.
Okay, so this is the what is that reported UFO sighting across Massachusetts leaves stargazers puzzled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a lolcow host is puzzled as well.
All right. Let's get this started. Bam.
I'm Boston 25 News reporter Daniel Coates in Taunton, where Tuesday night a father and his son were looking through their telescope to catch the meteor showers right here in their backyard.
They caught a lot more than that.
All of a sudden,
This one I didn't watch. I watched the Sasquatch one though.
They noticed something strange appearing in the night sky over these homes.
Look at that.
What is that?
So I essentially
exactly,
look up
sir.
What was that?
Exactly. That's freaking UFOs.
What is that?
Okay, could it possibly be
just floating there?
I mean, it doesn't mean it's a UFO.
Something about that is interesting. I think he's such an outsider, and his mindset is so different from the rest of everybody else that honestly, just watching him just learn about, well, we'll get into the whole Becky stuff of that segment of the stream, but just him coming into the LCU, I think it's very important. I think like if you want to really think about it, where Tommy C, right, who's been there from the beginning, but it's reintroduced into the LCU, it's essentially. Because when Tommy left, the LCU wasn't even called the LCU, it was just the LCL. Then it became the LCU. Now him coming in the LCU, it's a completely different place for him. Basically a whole new world. Dad coming into this as though he is brand new. And so you can see the difference between Dad and Tommy C. And I think it's very important in terms of just humor, attitude, mannerism, and just watching Dad. Like, even if he doesn't care about the Becky stuff, it's just watching him just interact with the chat and just learning about this stuff. To me, I enjoy. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. And you can tell that it's like Dad's dream job. It's just to talk, to interact with people. And I'm not gonna lie. I am not going to lie. I'm a fan. Like, I am willing to actually become a member on Reaper just for Dad alone. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that.
Here, did she end up going?
She ended up going to fat camp. Now this
and no one poisoned her.
No one poisoned her, but
oh wow,
things happened. Things happened.
I think she poisoned herself long ago, and that's why she's like this.
Yes. All right. So they were sitting.
I also want to see her new network. I want to see what she's up to. I'm fascinated by this person already.
It's boring.
I want to see how boring it is.
It's boring, and there's 2 people that she's not paying now.
because she screwed them over, which you're getting ready to see how she screwed them over.
Okay.
All right. So at Fat Camp, they were in the theater and they were just having like a hangout stream, talking to people. And then all of a sudden, Becky showed up. Basically, it's this show up is the reason why Wings and Keem had got into it, because Wings started telling what happened. Basically, Mike and Keem paid for her way to come to Fat Camp after all.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. This is Keem's house.
What the fuck?
No, this was at Fat Camp in Texas.
Okay, I thought it was like at
No,
Keem's
no.
place. All
This
right,
is
it's
at
in
Fat
Texas.
Camp. That was in Texas. It was a 2-week event in Texas in March.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not working with her.
That's Tina. That was her co-host right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So even if dad doesn't care, you could at least tell the dad attempted to put some effort in sort of caring about this situation. Because I feel like if you're coming new to the LCU, you have to learn about the lore. And the lore is so expansive, right? It's crazy to say this, right? To say that the lore of the LCU has become such a massive thing that trying to even recap a lot of it's just crazy. Because Xylee obviously had to go through her first introduction, then her introduction into, obviously Queens, her then quitting, but then also have to explain in between all the drama, right? The essay and everything. Then after all of that, then had to explain her again, or back to the quitting the first time, coming to Fat Camp, then all the shit she was doing at the Fat Camp, then quitting, and then getting basically revealed that she's like a two-faced liar and a backstabber. So to me, it's like a constant like back and forth, it's just like trying to explain it. It's so crazy, especially with somebody who's, I can at least tell, who's extremely wholesome. Trying to explain him so much lore is just insane, especially with Becky. Imagine if Becky was still around. Can you imagine her trying to interact with Dad? That would be hilarious.
Today, like these people are delusional. Go ahead.
Honest, I didn't like what he said about that.
What
about you should get 2 weeks no pay, and Keem was like, "What do we do with the money?" And he goes, donate it to like a cause or whatever. Yeah. Well, did he donate part of his severance package to a woman's shelter or something?
Look, I don't need to argue.
I don't think he did.
I don't need to argue what anybody else did. This is about me, right? So that's fair. I'll say this. If they told me that I had to have my pay docked for 2 weeks, I would just quit. Because I disagree with that. I don't agree with it. And
I don't agree with that either.
We'd have to figure something out to make it happen, make it work. But I would say, no, I don't think that's right. I'm okay with accepting termination. Because I have to stand for myself here. I'm sorry. You can feel however you want to feel. But I, in my heart, don't feel like I was doing anything illegal. The optics were bad, but they were made worse by bad faith actors.
They was made worse by bad faith actors. They was made bad by us. We put you in the car. And the fact that you sat there and you said that I'm not taking no punishment. If you give me any type of punishment, I'm just going to quit. That just shows you who he truly is. Because when Twiggy got a suspension for making that call to Copper, Twiggy apologized. He said he was sorry multiple times. He was wrong. And then he took his punishment and he took it on the chin. But this clown right here, oh, you give me a punishment, I'm just going to quit. Yeah, go ahead and quit then. What? I wish that I would, to be honest with you, if I was Keemstar, I would call his bluff. Where you going to go? Huh? To your lame ass channel where nobody watches you? Or those failed podcasts that you did in the past? Keemstar wrote you a check. He got you back on your feet. He gave you all of this. He gave you all of this grace, glory, and redirects, and pumped your channel up. And then you're going to sit there and say, if you give me a punishment, I'm just going to quit. Man, you've been saying you've been going to quit for a long time when Becky was going to come back. This is not American Airline. You don't have to announce your departure. Just depart then. Big guy, you want to be all this big and bad? I don't feel like I did nothing wrong. I'm not apologizing to nothing. Okay, then. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is like, do I think we should force someone what they should spend their income on? No, I don't think that's right. As a human to force another human to spend their income on something. Do I agree when he said didn't do anything illegal and didn't do anything wrong? Absolutely fucking not. I do not agree with that. But I also don't think if there's nothing in our contract about suspension of pay and stuff like that, if there's nothing like that, I don't think like this is a hypothetical we're talking about, right? But I don't think like
I think you have to be willing to take Yo Mama's opinion in consideration, and I think what he said is true. Regardless of how you feel about it, you can't deny it. Even if you try to make the case of, well, he wasn't drunk, the act of it alone is still a problem, right? And obviously we can get into this whole big question of like how far can a joke can get, right? But then the problem with that is eventually we become hypocrites. And I think that is something that you have to be willing to accept, that if everybody, because some people would say, well, all jokes are perfectly acceptable, but then when one joke goes off, goes a little too far and people get mad about that, and the person who said that all jokes are good to go regardless, and they start to act a certain way, well, they're just hypocrites. And in the end of the day, whether or not Billy would agree with that line of thinking, it's up in the air. But I think Yo Mama has a point. If this would have been anybody else, they would have been suspended, they would have been shut down, they would have gotten fired. And it's wouldn't be the first time, and obviously other people outside the LCU and inside the LCU have been calling this out for what it is just blatantly favoritism. And even downright of hypocritical. Now, I think favoritism is a better word. Hypocritical, I think that is sort of true, or at least self-contradicting, but I think hypocrite is a good word to use. Mostly because it is. I think this would have been anybody else. They would have been completely kicked off the server or fired or suspended. So it's just a weird thing to think about, because on one hand it's like, well, I think he was clearly drunk. The amount of liquor he drank, regardless of body fat and everything, the amount of liquor he was drinking was ridiculous. And as I said before, right, I've said it before in the other two videos, but if this would have been a situation where Billy went into the car, even if he wasn't slightly intoxicated, even let's say he was like just barely below the, the legal, the legal alcohol limit or whatever it is, right? Sorry if I can think of the word. It's early in the morning. I mean, like, still he can still got in trouble, gotten arrested, right? Could have still gotten a hit on his record. So to me, it's just like, why? Like, you can't play. I don't know what the laws are in Seattle. But if I was Billy, I would at least double check, because since it's a city, the laws may be a lot more harsher. Just saying. I'm just saying.
To Keemstar, because I know I'm not better than anybody else in this universe. If it was me fucking up like this versus the newest host, it's not worth the newest host. It's not worth anybody for this behavior. So I don't want to make it think like I think I'm better than everybody else. I just can't. I can't accept what these people are trying to put on me. Right? I know you said you did the math. I think you did the math wrong. I think there's variables you couldn't possibly add in. But that being said, I don't have to change your mind. I just have to stay in my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to stay with what I believe. So with that, I just wasn't drunk. The optics of everything, the stream being titled what it was, I didn't realize it was that at the time. I would have handled things differently had I known what we were dealing with. That was a big fuck up. That was not okay.
If you don't mind me asking, Billy, how much did you drink?
Go ahead. I'm not exactly sure. The shots, as you can see, were in this shot glass. And I don't fill the shot glass up.
Yeah,
I don't fill the shot glass up. It's maybe about here when I drink, right? So I don't know what that is.
Probably 15
and
to
I
20
didn't count I didn't count the shots. I think there was maybe 8. I don't know. It was over the course of about, I think I was drinking for maybe 3 to 4 hours.
I think Billy attempted to sort of minimize the damage he caused, and in my honest opinion, even trying to kind of convince people that what he did wasn't wrong, that it was just one big art show. I think it's bullshit. I think it's just him trying to save face, knowing that the backlash he's getting is intense, and that everybody, even his own fans and so on. But I think this isn't the first time. Let's be fair. How many times are we just going to keep going through this with Billy, where he gets into a lot of shit, people call him out, people all over the place call him out, and then he tries to play this sort of victim, but also try to like, it's like a back and forth game. On one hand, I think it's pretty entertaining, because you get to see different reactions, see how people are. On the other hand, it kind of gets annoying, because like eventually people across the board, right? Eventually it's just going to be where people are just going to boycott Rewind. People are just going to boycott, Billy. And I think what it is because Xylee gets so much hate, whether you think rightfully so or not. She does get a lot of hate for a lot of things she's done and has said. So it makes Billy look less messed up and more innocent. The problem is, eventually that's going to stop. And whether you like that or not, it's just the truth. People are going to not support you if you keep pulling this card every single time when things don't go your way. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where people are just going to start saying, fire Billy. Do I want that to happen? No, I really don't want people to lose their job, regardless if they're in the LCU or not. But on the other hand, it's like, well, there has to be a punishment, and Billy needs to eventually take a punishment. And if he doesn't like it, well, grow the hell up. Because if this would have been like anywhere else, any other job, you would have been fired or suspended. If this was a professional setting job, you would have been suspended like for a week of no pay. Then had to come back to work, take a course, and so on. So the fact that, Keem is letting you kind of get a slide, and you kind of, you pull in this whole like, woe is me, it's like, well, eventually people are just not gonna care and just stop. And to me, it's kind of entertaining to see how far this will go. On the other hand, I know how this will end. Let's move on.
See, one thing this is not this taught me.
Concerned is
sorry.
This
what?
is one thing I will never do this ever again. I will never be vulnerable on camera again.
I don't think it was that.
I'm looking at myself.
The
I'm
whole
looking at
charity
myself
thing,
like
that's performative as fuck, my dude.
I'm literally look. Hold on. I'm
I know
literally
you were
pouring my
trying-
guts out. Hold on. I'm talking. I'm literally pouring my guts out, like personal shit to these motherfuckers. They're like, you just manipulate. I'm like, no. I went up there and made a sincere attempt to like mend something, and everybody's like, you manipulated everybody with your Coach Carter Black speech. Like, nigga.
See, I know you, and I know you're trying to be vulnerable, but the second you bring up, I'm going to donate to this charity, you come off as performative. That is my only advice to you as your co-host.
I didn't know what the fuck to do. The only thing I've heard
Nothing.
YouTubers do when they fuck up is they donate to a charity.
Which is why it's performative, exactly. You're only doing it because you've seen other people do it when they're in trouble, so you're seeing that as a way to get yourself out of something. Right?
I'm not trying to get my.
I'm just trying to give you valid critique here.
I'm just not even trying to get out of this. I even sit up there. There's no way to like make like a way for it.
Yeah,
There's,
that's
like,
just
no
the
way
perspective of how
it.
it comes off, right? So
No, at this point, I've said this. I spilled my guts in this video. After I said that, I could.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this, but I understand what Buff is saying about not being vulnerable. I can actually agree with that, and I'm not gonna harp about that too much. On the other hand, the whole performative act, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it, but like but the fact that you did say that, like, oh, I'm going to donate to the charity, and then call it a performance act, I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. I feel like maybe you should at least commit to it to some extent, like, give $100 maybe for a month or two, just so, like, yeah, I said it as a performative act, but, like, I still went through with it because I actually, thought about it more. Maybe it was a good idea. That's how I would have done it. Yeah, I know a lot of YouTubers say that, like, oh, I'll donate to the charity or I'll donate to this. A lot of the time, it's a performative act. Some YouTubers do it, some YouTubers don't do it. To me, it's just like, you still at least try to commit, even for like a month or two.
No matter the truth of what's going on, just like I'm not gonna make that about me. I'm straight to you. It's like what's going on with you is people are going to use whatever the situation looks like to harm you. And I just don't want you to give them that ammo. Like, when I'm saying bending the knee, I'm not saying like just admit that every single thing was just bad as fuck and everything. But like, you did something that is bad. You did, regardless of whether you were trolling, like either the Xylee or Rastov. Everybody looked at it as Billy's driving drunk. Why the fuck is this happening? Why isn't fucking Xylee taking action? It seems like,
not everybody looked at it like that. Not everybody.
The people that got fired for less are looking at it for that, And the reason, and I know, like earlier, the reason why I brought John into this. I know that you don't like that, but the reason why is because I just saw this happen. There's other people like using that shit, and I know that John would hate hate what happened to you. And knows that if he was that you were doing good here, you are a place where you deserve. And I would hate for him. I know that he wouldn't want you to throw away shit like that. If I'm jeopardizing everybody's shit, I don't deserve to be here. I'm not better than anybody else here, right? And that's.
As I said about Billy earlier, I'm not gonna lie. It does feel like sometimes that he has a bad tendency to sort of gaslight people. I can't lie one bit. There is a sense of gaslighting here, and to me, it's just like, it's like, oh, if I'm being here, jeopardize people. It's like, dude, come on, drop the act. Just drop the act. I don't know. I feel like this Billy should just take the L and just drop the act. Unless to him this is one big play, then you know what? Good on him. You know what? Good on him. Good on him for that, right? If this is one big play to sort of just like spin this around as a joke, then like, well, you know what? Can't hate on that. Hell, I'll even give him the benefit of the doubt. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, can you like just be sincere and honest, dude? Stop with this whole like what you're trying to do here now, because it kind of makes it looks bad on you. Let's move on.
Proof.
But you see, she's making a good point, Tina. The point is real, and I co-signed the point.
Hey, Roxy, babe.
Yeah. And I don't think Billy was driving drunk. But the point that she fucking future sex, God damn it. The point she's making, it's an optics point. I'm not going to make it. I think everyone knows what she's saying, though.
I think I made my point. Can't wait to
I just want to say really quick, Gidgy, thank you so much for not being a fucking pussy, for not letting people silence you, and for getting the fucking truth out there of who really counts and who doesn't. When you climb that fucking ladder, it's only a matter of time before Xylee starts to come for you. And she'll dig and dig and dig for the most stupidest fucking things, but when it comes to something that matters, she don't know fucking shit. Thank you so much, Mike. Get your fat ass on that diet. I know you can do it. I love you, you fat fuck.
Hey, and you write me because you fucking did it on your own. Write me.
And I'm still doing it. It's a struggle every day, Mike. I have BED. I got you. I promise.
Please write me.
I will. Gidgy, keep fucking going. Don't ever shut up. And I love you, girl. Thank you so much for me and Savage. Seriously.
Absolutely. Look, it's not easy because I really did like her. That's the thing. And she just constantly went after me and went after me and went after me. And it's like, bitch, I mean, she went in a chat last night. Oh, and at me. And it's like, bitch, I haven't talked in that chat in over 45 minutes. What is wrong with you, you evil bitch?
Gigi, I've been telling you since you probably came up. Gigi, don't trust her. Gigi, stop going up on Rewind. They're only using you for content and they're going to fucking dogpile you. They did it every time to Savage and I. If you got something to say, you save it for your fucking show. That's how it works around there nowadays. It's not everyone together. It's every man for themselves.
Yep.
And they don't give a fuck about queens.
Oh, trust me, I know. That's okay. They can't ignore the leaderboard forever, though, can they?
Chatted $20.
Nope.
Roxy,
Hey,
tell them
you.
you messed up and I am
That
not
gets
a
you on the
female.
wall.
I have screenshots of your apology.
Yes. Listen, Tina, because Huge Ass used to be in Girl World, I automatically thought Huge was a female. Huge Ass is, in fact, a male. I love you, Huge Ass. I apologize. Please don't ever call him a female. Please.
I wasn't going to correct her. I was going to let her believe it. It was so good. She was the last believer.
Me and Zeta were like, no, we're fighting you. You're a female. Like, literally, I felt so bad.
Oh, hey, Sav, hang on. I got you.
What up, Savage? Yes, fuck yeah. And let me say something. I'm very upset with Billy saying that the reason why I attacked him because I don't like him. Billy, that's quite the opposite. I love you. I never said a bad thing about you, and it hurt me. It hurt me what I seen. Right, but I'm talking about the whole drinking thing.
Looking good, Savage.
What's up, Savage? What up, girl?
What's up? Oh, she
Tina,
goes.
what the fuck?
It's fine. It's
come
fine.
on, Tina. Stop being such a softie.
She doesn't like. Look, it's fine.
For the
It's
love
fine.
of God, Tina.
You ladies are beautiful. Look at these beautiful ladies.
I haven't
Look
slept
at
yet.
these
I've been up for like 23 hours doing a
I mean,
stream.
how many times can these fucking bitches get fucked over? They don't get paid by that fat fucking hog. They got Xylee up their ass getting them fired. I mean, Jesus Christ.
We have to acknowledge that we have hit the goal.
Love.
201 members. We hit the goal. I gotta fucking do this now.
Yes. I was just gonna come up here and say, guys, please, for the love of God, hit this goal because I'm gonna be on Mike's ass so fucking bad. I have his personal number. I want pictures every fucking day of what he's eating.
You've done it. You just tell me what you help me with what you did.
You switch up between carnivore and keto. When you start to plateau, switch to the other one. I promise you it works. And just keep it in your mind. You're doing it to survive for your kids.
Are you still doing it? Are you still doing that?
Every day.
Okay.
Every day, yeah. Actually, it's
did you see
I'm
the
kind
4
of
pictures of Roxy?
I've seen them. They're
She's awesome.
And she did
I was
it all
399
natural. No
Yeah.
shots, no fucking surgeries, all that shit that fucking pig does.
But I had 2 strokes. I almost had a heart attack, and I was literally on my deathbed. My father, holding his hand, dying, he promised me to get healthy for my mother. That's what I did.
You're
So,
a good woman.
I don't
Like,
mean
you do
to
it.
give you insults here, but Sean Don says Roxy looking mummified as usual.
Hell yeah, I haven't slept in like 2 days. Look at me. I look, and seriously, now I'm afraid to eat because I'm so afraid to get fat again.
Have you guys
It's the
been
thing. When I
following
look in the mirror, I
Roxy?
still see them.
She
Huh?
hasn't. Roxy's been live. She hasn't been sleeping. You guys.
Yeah.
I watch her all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah, we just did a show earlier. Y'all check it out.
It was a great
Yeah.
show. Please watch everything I got that I'm talking about. I stole from Savage and Roxy, FYI. All my
It's okay,
good
you
shit.
did that, girl.
All my good shit comes from them. No, but seriously, I was listening to what Savage said, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized how.
Michael.
Oh, you got the emotional pickle.
Yes.
In a world full of cucumbers, dare to be a
Yeah, but
he's
don't
not
let
your
up.
best
Keep, your
friend.
fucking, keep your foot on that neck, Gigi, and keep doing you. Don't stay silent. I love you, girl. I love you, Mike. Bye, bitch. See you tomorrow, Savage.
You
Fuck
don't
it
have
up,
to
Friday.
go.
Let's
You
get
know, you don't have the screaming goat.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, that's a fun one. Okay.
I want to respond to this comment. LB says, "Kid behind the camera blocked me on X. LOL. If it makes you feel better, I ain't got a fucking clue who you are. I ain't got a fucking clue."
I'm just going to say this. I'm glad you stand your ground, girl. Stand your ground. Stand your ground, girl. I never went RRL when I was in the LC.
I know you didn't.
Ever.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Ever.
But Xylee, you know, she runs her own fucking agenda, and you were pretty, you were cute, you were getting attention, and Xylee got in her fifis and had to get you gone. It was very obvious. I just was. I was too scared to say anything.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. But stand your ground, girl. We appreciate you. You're welcome on the ship. Don't worry. Hey, Michael.
Hi.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
Thank you so
All right, y'all
much.
have a good one so Tina can come back. I'm out of here.
Thank you,
Bye.
Savage. That was
You're
so
welcome.
awesome. Those are 2
You're
real
doing great.
women. Thank you. Those are 2 real
I
women.
can't believe.
Please make sure you.
I think it's a good thing for Gigi to give Roxy and Savage a voice, and I think the reason I say that with a lot of confidence is, I think the reason I say that very confidently is because I think a lot of people want to hear what they're seeing. So to give you a bit of context, a little bit of a context. Gizzy basically was just having a crash out about the whole Billy situation. That if this would have been somebody else, I mean, even hell, Billy, even Gizzy, even not even Gizzy, but Yo Mama and other people did confront Keemstar about this. Like, if this was anybody else, would you have done things differently? And he said yes, or something like that at least, right? And they also brought up the whole thing about like community manager, about they brought up the whole thing about community managers. I mean, hell, even like Billy came on to Queens, right? They brought up the whole thing about community manager. And if you've ever been in a managerial role, you have to be fair. You cannot let favoritism, even though you are gonna let some form of favoritism get the best of you, deep down you have to be a fair individual. You have to. That is a role of a manager. Even if you like somebody, even if they're friends or family, you have to treat them the same as everybody else. And I feel like because the way the LCU work and the internet works, that doesn't really happen as often. I think if anything, it does at all. So to me, it's like, well, you can't be doing this every single time, And it's really more about obviously, Giddy was trying to dig at Xylene. It is true, but at the same time, again, it's like, what you did to Roxy and Savage constantly, right? I mean, hell, the fact that even Xylene knew it was just a big, even though they say like Xylene, I think I'm pretty sure Xylene didn't knew that Roxy and Savage were quote unquote were scripted in some parts of during Milkers. It's like, well, can you really blame that? Like, you can't really get mad at them about that. And I think there's a whole heap of different examples of Xylee like knocking people down for the first instance he gets. But at the same time, you can easily say that's just a hazing phase, which is, I would say, kind of valid. I don't know. I feel like on one hand, it's that you can't, I don't know, if you're going to be a community manager, you have to be fair and treat everybody equal. On the other hand, when it's coming to Billy, it's like, I think he's just going through his rounds of apology because that's the only thing he could do. But, it is what it is. And for Gizzy giving Roxy and Savage a voice, top tier. Now, and it's even brought up Ruby, which is top tier. And obviously people got mad about that one, but it's like, well, it is what it is. You take what you can get. But yeah, we're gonna move on from here.
Pulling over to answer the phone. See, he's learned a lot. By the way, it wasn't illegal for him to be on the phone, Wings. He found out. He looked up the state law. If you're hands free, it was fine.
Yep. One side. There's proof that you shouldn't believe everything ChatGPT tells you, except for when you're doing therapy.
Billy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hopefully I'm not echoing. I had to pull over. I'm outside of a bar, but that was the first place I had to pull over. I'm supposed to go. I'm on my way to pick up some dinner, and this was the first stop I had. I haven't gone in the bar. It's just the only place I could safely park to call in. I'm trying to be safe.
Billy, we have decided that no one in the LCU will be drinking until further notice, except for you. We want to run the experiment. We want you to have the 8 shots, wait the time it was. We have to get all the science together. We have to figure out how much alcohol you drank, how long did you wait until you didn't have the alcohol, and then we want to do a breathalyzer to just know.
How about we get our facts straight first, get all the information. So, because it wasn't like I took 8 shots, drank half a bottle, waited 2 hours, and drove. People keep saying all these things that aren't true.
Well, that's why
it was a long stream.
Well, this is why we want you in here, is because we want to do this scientifically the right way. We need to know, we need the data. We need to know exactly how much it was, when it was. The only way we can run this experiment where we can truly have a good guess. Because look, on one day you could handle alcohol different than another day. That's true, right? But the best way we can have the best guess is by actually knowing the facts. We need to know how much was consumed that night.
Yeah. And I was spilling it everywhere, so I have to spill some of it.
How much would you say? How much would you say in ounces did you actually drink? Went into Billy the fridge.
I have no idea. It was. I was taking shots at certain intervals.
So to give
over
you an
the
idea,
course of the night,
to give you an idea,
and then,
one shot, Billy, is 1.5 ounces. To give you an idea.
Yeah. I wasn't doing full shots, so I really don't know exactly. We'd have to time out the space of everything and figure it out. I'm sure there's a way to look at the entire video and see how long it was. It was not something that was done, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, I drank half a bottle, I'm driving. It was a long night. It was a whole bunch of...
Whether people agree with me when I say this, and sort of relating to a video I did when what I call lowercase politics. Essentially, when I refer to lowercase politics, it's for situations like these, where you have, how can I say, when you have people essentially sweeping for each other because they're willing to play the game of politics with you. So you have what I would call a political or a non-political political reason to cover them. And in the case of sweeping for Billy, yes, was it insane? Yeah. Did Billy say he was drunk? Yeah, and we can go on the list more and more. But on the other hand, I think and I'm not saying it doesn't matter, it does. It's just when you view it in its political sense, right? It just stops. I think you stop to care, right? You start to learn to not care, and when you're in these people's shoes, because you can't constantly lose people. You can't, because people are not forgiving. YouTubers are not very forgiving creatures. So even if let's say Keem didn't knew Billy was drunk. Billy texted him and everything that he was drunk and so on. And Keem decided, yeah, I'm going to suspend Billy. Yeah, people will be happy, but on the other hand, like, Billy's not going to forget about that, even if Keem's in the right. And that's just an issue, like, cause we don't know what Billy is like behind the scene. We don't know if Billy is more of a messed up person behind the scene. We just don't know, and I'm not really here to really make that claim at all. I'm just saying that in this situation, Keem sweep, and I'm not defending Keem sweeping. I'm just gonna make that also clear. I am not defending Keem sweeping. I think that Billy should get a punishment. I think he has to apologize because he was discarding people's opinion and their feelings, and like, given that the way Billy is a lot of the time, I think that if things are going right, if things are going forward, I think Billy is just gonna keep digging himself a hole to the point where even Keemstar cannot save him, where Keemstar's like, you gotta take responsibility or you gotta leave, and Billy is probably gonna have to go one way or the other, right? And I don't think Billy wants to do that because, let's be fair, Billy's probably making a killing. He has balls and he has rewind. He's making a killing. He's probably making more money than he's ever made in his entire career, right? Just by doing a 4-hour show every day, and then maybe doing like a 12-hour show on the weekend. He's probably making a killing as we speak. But I think that's also the problem, is he's gotten too comfortable. He's gotten comfortable. Because unlike, let's say, the other hosts who have been on the verge of being fired, replaced, right? So let's look at if we look at any other show, right? Most other hosts have either been threatened with fire, suspended, or just straight up fire or worse. But Billy and Xylee kind of got it pretty easy compared to the other hosts. Now, again, maybe it's because they're playing the game of politics better than anybody else. And if they are playing the game of politics better, can I hate Billy for that? No. I would even dare say there's something we can learn about that. I think that's the one thing I would say, is that if Billy is playing a really good game of politics, I'm sorry to say this, and you may not like this, that's pretty smart on him. And I gotta give him props for that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna save your centerfold unless you want to see it now.
Yeah, save it for later.
Okay.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Glammy?
I've just been mentally rested. And that's it. Just mentally rested. I was over mentally exhausted. It's just
What was that first week
in.
like for you after you got fired? Oh, 1 second.
It's so fast.
1 second.
Really?
Jimmy Potter super chatted $20. Pat sweet tea on the head and issue the walking papers. Welcome back, Glammy.
All right, it's not that bad. She'll get the hang of it. Chill the hell out.
Me?
So the first week sucked, right? It sucked.
Yeah, it sucked because I was sad. I didn't want to go, obviously, but and quitting wasn't in my wheelhouse, so I wasn't going to quit freely. I was I was pushing myself way too far mentally. I had to reset. So Keem was being a friend when he called that out. I knew it was hard for him. You could see it on his face. It was hard for him to do.
Oh, yeah.
But he did it for my best interest, and I appreciate him for that. So yeah. What was it, Sweetie? You were going to say something.
1 second.
Oh,
or that one's old. That one's old. Sorry. I can't remember.
What was old?
I was looking at an old TTS. I thought it was about to read. I'm sorry.
Bro, you're taking a dig at my oldness?
No, you actually look fucking way better. And I mean this. I don't like you. There's not a shred of my soul that likes you. But you look like a fucking brand new woman. You look beautiful right now.
You do look like
that's a lot coming from her. It's a lot coming from her.
That is a lot coming from me.
Because I told them yesterday.
Fuck you too.
No, I said, I was like, oh, we're going to have Glammy on, we're going to do like a welcome back, like see how she's been doing. And Sweet Tea's like, oh, that's the only person in the universe I actually fucking hate. And I was like, uh-oh. So I was like,
everybody?
You just said it!
You said it out loud!
$50.
Oh, did I?
It's interesting to see. Right, I think it's quite interesting for me to see how much Glammy changed in the times he has not appeared. Right, the last time we saw Glammy, right? She was crashing out, she was exhausted, and she was burned out. Now, probably due to the fact that she was constantly being moved around, that she had an early morning show, and we don't know what happened right in between all of that. I've heard rumors, right? I think it was from Savage, but I'm gonna assume that it's sort of true. But obviously, I'm just not saying Savage is wrong or anything. I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, I heard that her kids got taken away from her, and I think Savage confirmed that. If that is the case, then I think I should just take it at face value. On the other end, the fact that Sweet Tea doesn't like Glammy, it's kind of funny. But then I realized, kind of makes sense, personality-wise. And she does look like a brand new person. She does look like she's rested mentally. Let's move on.
Maybe that's true. Everybody was pretty fucking wasted. But it's not my decision. It's my fault. I want to pull Zay Zooted in right now. Zay Zooted, you're live on Lolcow Rewind.
Hello, Zay.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm just really getting frustrated watching this because I'm seeing both of you guys take tons of accountability for this issue. And it's like I was saying to you earlier on Nerds, Billy, you both are fucking sweeping for Rastov right now so fucking hard. He was a sober fucking person who could have shut down the stream at any point in fucking time. Why are you
I agree. That's for him to say it.
Right, but then don't say, oh, I should have done that for Rastov. And don't say,
okay, but here's the thing, Zay Zooted. I was community manager at the time. I was the one that pulled rank out of all three of us. And I should have told Rastov to shut it down. Should have Rastov shut it down? Yes, I do agree.
I agree.
Rastov, I agree. But listen to me. I'm also the one between Billy and Rastov, where I come from. You have to know optics. You have to understand optics. I'm the one that is the optics check person. All right. And that's where I fucking failed. And I have felt guilty about this shit this whole fucking time.
And I get you on that. And you're
taking to take accountability for my own self.
And you have the where's Rastov's accountability?
I don't know.
We'll
Maybe
probably
he'll
talk
do
about it
all
on
night
balls. We'll probably talk about it on balls. Now, Zay, I want to say something. The idea of him shutting it down, in his mind, he knew I was okay. He believed me when I acted okay prior to the stream, as well as when I said I was okay. He took my word for it. And all of us failed to look at the bigger picture with all of that. That's where we all failed.
Especially me, man, and that's not me because I'm the optics person here. I am. I'm literally the optics person in the fucking LCU.
You were the person, Xylee, but you weren't running the fucking stream. Rastov was running the fucking stream. He titled it Billy Drunk Stream. The second he turns the stream on and Billy comes in and he's driving, turn the fucking stream off. Rastov is a greedy fucking snake who will do anything for fucking money. If money is coming into the fucking stream, he won't turn it off because he loves the fucking donos. The same way he pretends to be friends with every single person in the Discord because he loves the fucking donations. He does not care how Billy looked on that fucking stream because it was making fucking money. And that's what I don't fuck with. You both have taken so much accountability, but then you're sitting up here sweeping for Rastov. He needs to come up and take it. You did.
He's in a call right now with Keemstar.
I understand, but you saying you're the optics person, yes, you took accountability on that set.
Quite the episode of Rewind. Obviously, I didn't even think about Rastov, about the whole situation, because a lot of it was put on Billy. Which is fair. I think that, yeah, Rastov should take some of the heat. I think Rastov should be taking some of the heat as well, because he had the opportunity to shut down the stream. But it's like, well, by that logic, technically they all three should still take responsibility. I mean, the question is, it's like, who should take the most responsibility is, I think it's up to who do you favor the most. Do you like Rastov? Do you like Xylee? Do you like Billy? Whether or not you think they did take responsibility, I'll let that be up to you. Personally, I didn't really think so, given the way Billy is acting and the way he is. But on the other hand, even if he did take accountability, the taking accountability dissolve you of your sins, and that's a question that's to be asked too. Now, in the case of Rastov, yeah, I think what Zay is saying is true, and I think people forgot about that. But I think the reason why people are not hitting Rastov as hard is because, well, it was still Billy, right? And obviously, Xylee should have just stepped in and shut down the stream, or just ended it then and there. Even if it was a joke, if the joke was going too far, then they should have just ended it. And I think, as I said before, how far is a joke? When does the joke stop being a joke, right? These are questions that I feel like they're never going to be answered because they're too difficult, and any sense of nuance wouldn't exist. Again, do I think that Billy was drunk? I think so. Should he have been in the car? Of course not. Doing that whole blood alcohol count, does that even matter? No, because the cops are going to use their own experience on this situation, so it kind of doesn't matter, right? I've seen people get pulled over for just smelling like alcohol, right? Even if they only had one beer, people still get pulled over. So, but back to the Rastov, even if he takes accountability, like, it's a situation that's so complex that is, I don't know. Let's move on to the Gidgy part.
I used to take a nap during Queens, but since y'all's time change, I'm trying to be there because I want to cover y'all since you had your fit.
Okay. So, Xylee, my problem with you, if you already have the timestamps, was you didn't take any accountability. You didn't message Keem. You didn't do anything. Guess what? You got up here today. Your fucking ass finally took accountability. You looked in the camera and you talked to all of us. I have no other problem with you.
Take accountability. What the fuck you did?
Okay.
Then?
For what? Tell me. Yes, I deserve to be timed out for an hour. 100%. I have typed 24. Or however fucking long.
24.
Yes, I deserved it. You tried not to. I have said it over and over again. I don't know.
You keep poking that I did it, though. But yet you keep poking that I did it, though.
When's the last time, you dumb bitch? Oh, my God.
But you kept poking that I did it, though.
When, Xylee? When? No, Xylee, the whole point of me being butthurt is you said I was the only mod.
Do I have to pull up all the chats?
Xylee.
Pull up all the chats? Because I will.
I know you will, but listen, what I was upset about is you said I was the only mod abusing
At the time, that was the only one I had because I had a complaint about.
I can't change what you said.
I'm talking, Gidgy. The only reason why I said your name because you were the one that I was specifically. I heard that Stick got put stick, not sick. I heard that Stick got put into balls, and they were complaining to me about Stick being put into balls, and I personally went and looked at it.
And that was the only one you looked
That
at.
did it. I know
Yes,
Nightmare
I did.
was. I also mentioned Nightmare because I know Nightmare was modding in the VC too. After I warned him, I knew he was doing it because he was live streaming in there. That's why we don't live stream in there because my host can't mod in that VC. You act like your name was the only one mentioned. I said Nightmare too.
After I threw a fit, yes, you did look into it further. You're right,
You
Xylee.
have a problem with throwing fucking fits.
Xylee, I'm just telling you the truth. I mean,
no, you know what? Fuck you and your truth because you're full of fucking shit. You know what the truth is? You have been obsessed with me. You have been obsessed with me ever since me and you got into it after you made your little snide remarks on Queens. And
I don't know what you're talking. What snide remarks?
Wait, hold on.
God.
Hold on.
Yes,
and then we came up. Bitch.
Yes,
don't be
bitch.
condescending with me.
I'm sorry, bitch. Go ahead.
Yes, that's Queen bitch. Thank you.
Yes, I am a queen. You're right. Look at the numbers.
No. Numbers ain't got shit to do with personality. Guess what? Becky was a queen too, and she's a shit ass person.
Yeah, yes, she is.
Yes, you're very comparable.
No, I don't think so. I
think you are.
I bet you would.
100%.
I bet
you're
you
very
would.
fucking comparable.
Oh, I'm sorry. Becky wouldn't sit up here and talk to you, would she? No, she'd probably
Becky
roll
would.
over and say
Becky
shit
would.
behind your back. She would say, "Wow, I wouldn't want to come up here and
you say
fuck
behind my
with."
back.
Bitch, I don't talk about you behind your back. Nice try.
Really?
Nice yeah, really. Name one fucking thing I've said about you I haven't said in an open chat. Oh, please, bitch, try me. Try me.
Okay. But Becky used to come up here and argue with me all the time. Becky used to come up here and argue with me all the time.
This.
What do you mean I can't win this?
I have never said.
Ooh. You can really tell the heat that Gidgy was going into this, right? Good on Gidgy. Good on Gidgy for keeping the heat, for keeping the pressure going. Good on her. Because truthfully, I think it was something that needed to be done for a long time against Xylee. Good on Gidgy. I would say that to the day I die. Good on Gidgy for keeping the heat, keeping the energy. Because you can kind of tell that, Xylee was really pressed. And I think that's been the case for Rewind, right? I think what usually happens in the LCU is a particular show gets a little too high for their own good, right? Too high for their own success. And they start to make clear blunders and mistakes. And what ends up happening is, well, people come after them for a number of reasons. And I think Rewind had it easy for such a long period of time. I mean, like, let's be fair. Rewind has been called out for this kind of stuff for a long time. It's only really recently, and I think even especially with Keemstar, that who's been wanting it to happen, right? I think a part of me thinks that Keemstar is letting it all happen because I think he wants it to happen. Not simply for drama and views, but to just get it out there more. And I think he's getting what he wants slowly. Even if he's playing politics with Billy, in the end, even with people who do play politics, sometimes they let certain things slide on the opposite end. Just as a reminder to those people of, we can play politics, we can be friends, but if, I'm not gonna stop other people from doing what they want to say or do to you, but I'm not saying I won't come defend you, but I'm not necessarily going to stop it. If that's, and maybe that is just politics 101 in the LCU. Let's move on.
I think that it was hard for him to do too, because a lot of people wanted my head, and he stood up for me. So
I get why he was fucking. I get why it hurt him, right? Like, we are the ones that he trusts the most, right? Because when shit goes wrong, he knows he can rely on us, and we were the ones that let him down in that moment, And I feel bad about that. Because I'm fucking super grateful for the opportunity. Yeah.
It always sucks when you fuck up to somebody who you don't want to fuck up for. Xylee definitely doesn't want to hurt anything. Xylee doesn't want to fuck up in front of Keem. She cares a lot. I don't know, maybe you like it a little bit. I can never tell between you and Keem. You guys have this weird rivalry.
No, he baits me.
Me, I hate fucking up in general. I try and be perfect. And when I fuck up, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Look, I mean, that, you know, it's...
But Keem especially, come on, he's you never want to be the reason he's having a bad day, right?
No.
You kind of want to laugh at everybody else who's the reason.
Yeah, I feel that's the thing, right? I was wearing the fact that I hadn't caused him any problems, like any real problems, like we're kind of like a little badge of honor. You know, it's like, you fucks keep screwing up, I'm good. Like, I was raised different. Like, bro, it's true. Like, the thing is if I could go back, would I do anything differently? Obviously, knowing what it looks like now, but at the time, I still you will never convince me that you were drunk. You will never convince me ever.
Yeah. You and Xylee had more information. You also are comforting. You're comfortable around me and you trust me.
I do.
And that's I led you guys. I'm the type of guy your mommy used to warn you about at parties.
Yeah, so Balls just went on a little bit about talking about this whole situation, and, you know, obviously Rast have asked the question, like, well, would I've gotten in the car with you? And I'm like, would you really? I don't know what it's like for, I wouldn't even know what the laws would be in New Zealand for that kind of stuff, now that I think about it. But, I don't know. This may last like another day or two. I have a feeling that this will last probably till like maybe Thursday, so technically today when this video is uploaded, if not to Monday. Or not Monday, I mean to probably Friday. But that's up in the air with how things work within the LCU. Because this has been going on for almost a whole week. This may go up to Friday at the rate things are going. But you know, truthfully, Rast, I was saying that, you know, I took responsibility, and I'm like, did you take responsibility? I mean, he probably did, but right, but you know what, given who Rastoff is, you know, I don't know, there's not much I can say about Balls in this situation, so we're just gonna move on.
So he has to put your name in his crawl space, and we get to see it.
I think the funniest thing you guys should do is after he gets under the house and has to fucking crawl all the way under there and write the name, when he gets out of the crawl space and gets halfway back to his setup, that's when you donate another 20, and it'll just be an eternal like Siphius pushing the ball up the hill forever.
They were like, we need to make Ghost to torture Twiggy. We need to make Twiggy eat. I don't think I've ever seen Twiggy eat.
Twiggy, you got lucky because I don't have the new card to put on there, you bitch. I just got it.
Well, fuck it. He's gonna put. I'll donate on your behalf, Tina.
All right, 20. Get down on it. Go ahead, Twiggy.
Get down on it.
Sasha, this is this is the boss right here. His name is Michael.
Ooh.
So you want to talk shit about him earlier? You called him a fat pickle and a bored motherfucker. Remember that scene?
She did say that.
Yeah,
I did not.
You said, this is the famous pickle boy.
Multiple psychiatrists, multiple psychologists, when I have participated in studies, when I have several books on the fact, like, you want to tell me that I am incorrect when multiple professionals are the ones that have diagnosed me? I didn't go through trauma!
I knew you were getting fucking nowhere.
I don't know why I didn't. Okay, so then how? No. Then I have a no. I'm sorry. Let me. I have a question. 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 Okay, so my question is, if how did I get it then? If it's not genetic and I didn't go through any childhood trauma, how the fuck did I get it? How the fuck did I get it? If I didn't go through any childhood trauma, how the fuck did I get it, huh? That's what I want to know.
Yes, it is possible to develop borderline personality disorder without having a traumatic experience as a child. BPD can develop due to a combination of environmental factors, including attachment issues, which have biological predisposition and social circumstances. While childhood trauma is often
yes, that was an interesting moment of life that I just had. Ozzy wasn't bad. Yeah, Ozzy was a nice show today. Very relaxing. This new girl Sasha, she's interesting. She's very memey. But Dolls was something else. Dolls, like we got Pupstar, we got Glammy, we got Lacey, we got Sasha. I'm not gonna lie to you, whatever the hell that last clip was, I wish I honestly, you know, I feel like if I just show that to somebody and say, oh, that's just what the LCU is about, they probably look at me like, what the hell? Is this real? And be like, yes, but no. In terms of developing border, I mean, can you develop, you know, was it BPD, border personality disorder? Yeah, border personality disorder. Yeah, you can develop it. You can technically develop schizophrenia without actually having schizophrenia within the genetic coding. You can, I'm pretty sure you can develop a lot of things that are inherently not there through mutation, environmental, right? I mean, I feel like Lacey is trying her best to save her ass, because I feel like if she doesn't do something now, she'll get replaced by somebody else like Popstar or Glammy. It's good to see Glammy, but at this moment I'm like, Glammy, get some sleep. Don't deal with these people. It's too early for this shit. Yeah, let's move on. Actually, that's the end of it. Yeah, till next time, guys. God bless.